Hey, what's up, guys? I am going to bring you a managing broker's hack today, right? So, managing broker is a agent that has been licensed in most states for about 2 years. Then after that, they go back and get their license to become a managing broker. Mainly, they might be trying to avoid having to pay a split to a managing broker, or they truly want to build out their own office, right? I have been a managing broker. I've been in real estate for about 18 years. I've been a real estate agent for 8 years. Um, Worked part time my first 2 years, went full time. And in my third year, I went and got my managing broker's license. Having your own office comes with expenses. For one, you got to go back and get the license. Two, you got to take the courses, pass the tests. Then you got continuing education as a managing broker. There's expenses, there's fees that come with being a managing broker. Sometimes it cannot be cracked up to what you think it is, right? It's not all what you dream it to be. You start to have to wear every hat in the office. You're the coach, you're the mentor, you might be the accounting, you're the administrative assistant. You can hire these things, these roles out as well, but that comes with a cost also. So what I want to bring you here today is if you are thinking about getting your managing broker's license, right? In some states they call it a BIC, a broker in charge, right? You have in your own office. If you are thinking about doing that, let me show you this hack. If I could have done it all over, I honestly can say that I would have never have gotten my managing broker's license. I would have joined eXp Realty. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to join eXp Realty versus becoming a managing broker. If you got any questions, reach out to me. I can answer your questions. I can share my experience with you. Come join me at eXp. There's a lot of managing brokers that have shut down their brokerages, transition over to eXp because it just made sense. So I'm going to share my screen. And this is just, a little table on what some of the expenses might look like. Now, these could be your expenses. Your expenses might be less than this, but your expenses could definitely be more than this. So you got to pay the rent for the space that you're using, right? Your office space, your utilities, right? Monthly, your E&O insurance. You got to make sure your agents are protected as well. Training, right? You got to worry about training your agents. That might come with some tutorials or some type of programs, or maybe bringing in a guest speaker, unless you will be doing all the training as well. Marketing, staff salaries, technology, because agents want technology these days. And if you don't have the technology, they're going to see what every other agent has and they're going to end up leaving, right? Even those that don't like to use technology very much, they will say, hey, I need to have the technology because if I had it, then I would start using it, right? And then recruitment, right? You're going to do some form of paid advertising to recruit, unless you're going to be doing that all yourself as well. And on top of that, keep in mind that you will probably still be selling homes yourself as well. So you will have agents that produce, you will have agents that not produce. And you might have to keep the lights on through your production. What I found was that I became a managing broker for time freedom. And what I realized is I actually had less time and I was working a whole lot harder than when I was just a regular agent. Okay. There's liability when you're a managing broker. If your agent does something wrong, you could be held responsible. You got to make sure they're attending trainings. You got to make sure they're checking in for these trainings, or at least that you sent out messages or some type of system to say, hey, they were aware of the training, right? A lot of things that I really was not expecting. It really was not for me. I was more so of I just wanted to coach. I wanted to help. I wanted to grow. I wanted to build. I didn't really want to do all the other stuff, and I definitely did not want all the expenses. Right. So let me show you a hack because here at eXp we have something called single agent revenue share. You do not have to be a managing broker in order to participate in the single agent revenue share. Now it's not mandatory. A lot of people think that because they come to eXp that they have to bring on agents. That is not mandatory. That is optional. That is a card you can play. Some people choose not to play it. Some people choose to play it. I say, why not? Right? It's like, in a sense, air quotes, right? Building your own franchise, in my opinion, right? On the platform of eXp, right? You take it how you want to take it. That's the way that I think about it. All right. It's called single agent revenue share. It's very interesting. So let me show you here. Let's say you're here in the white circle. All right. You bring in John. The same way as if you were a managing broker, you would go and recruit an agent. Well, it's the same thing here at eXp, right? You bring in John, you share the information with John, or you put John on a call with myself, and we share the information with John together if you came into my organization. And once we do that, John says, hey, I like eXp, right? We're going to say your name is uh, Tom or your name is Susan, right? Hey, Tom, hey, Susan, I like eXp, right? I'm coming in. They don't put my name down, they put your name down as their sponsor. Okay. Now the cool thing about it with eXp as a sponsor, you're not technically required to train this individual, right? Coach this individual. Do I train and coach? Absolutely, right? Because I look at this business model as if it's my own, right? So do I train and coach? I do. But is your responsibility to train and coach? It's not. That's why it's great to have a good mentor. I'm sorry, I should say a good sponsor that's tapped in. Because if the sponsor is tapped in, you can bring in agents and kind of tap them into what the sponsor is doing, right? But keep in mind, eXp already has a lot of training set up. And I don't want to jump to the training screen. I'm holding myself back because I want to jump over there and show you the training, but I'm trying to stay on track. Don't get me off track. All right. So look, you bring in John. When John closes a deal, there's an 80-20 split at eXp, right? This is the cool part, right? So let's say there was a $5,000 commission check that John brought in. eXp will receive 4,000. I'm sorry, John, excuse me, John will receive 4,000. eXp will receive 1,000. John gets 4, eXp gets 1. But you, right here in the white circle, will receive 3.5% of the gross commission check. So, of the entire 5K check that John just brought in, you're going to receive 3.5% commission from that entire 5K. Okay. Now, this is the important part. John received his 4K. EXP received the 1K, right? This is the important part. That 3.5% that you received off the entire 5K, eXp is going to pay you your 3.5% out of their 1,000. So you're not taking anything from the agent, all right? It's coming out of eXp's portion. So when you think about it, eXp is not even receiving a full 20% because they're sharing that 20% back with the agents. Why? Because here, the agents are the owners. We're an agent owned company. You can receive stock equity in the company as well. So they're sharing it back with you and they're saying, thank you for bringing John in, right? He just closed the deal. He's awesome, right? And we want to reward you by helping us grow because we're all growing together and we all win. If everyone is winning, who's losing? Okay. Very important. So I hope you got that. Now, look, not only can you bring in one agent on your front line, but you can bring in as many agents as you want on your front line that you personally can recruit, okay, or sponsor, or share the information, however you want to look at it. I don't convince anyone. I just share the information. I don't try to convince anyone. You know, EXP is for some people, and it's not for some people. If they want to join, let's do it. Let's build. Let's do this together. Let's build something amazing. Let's build a legacy. If they don't want to join EXP, it's okay, right? Maybe they know a friend. Honestly, I have had individuals that I've shown EXP to, and they didn't join, but they told somebody else about it, and that person joined. Weird thing that they liked it so much, they didn't join, but they told somebody else that they should partner with me on this. I'll take it any day of the week. All right. So not only can you bring in unlimited people on your first level, you can bring in unlimited people on your second level. Now, let me give you an example. You're here in the white circle. You brought in John. John brought in Sean. Okay. So when Sean comes in and closes a deal, eXp is going to pay Sean and they're going to pay you. Right. Now, you didn't bring in Sean over here, but when he closed the deal, you still got compensated. So that's pretty powerful because when you have your own office, this is what I experienced when I had my own office. I was the only one saying, come to my brokerage. I was the only one saying, waving the flag, saying, hey, come over here. We're great. We're awesome. Like no one else had a vested interest in seeing my office grow except me because they didn't benefit from my office growing, right? But here, everybody has the same opportunity. So now it starts to multiply because right here, John, he wants to build as well. Right? So he brings in Sean, he brings in Doug, he brings in, Bob, etc. Right? But still, they all flow through you to get to EXP, right? So it's very powerful. You're not taking anyone's money, right? Because it's coming out of the company's portion. So nobody's looking at you kind of like sideways, like you're making money off of me. Well, we're all making money off of EXP and each other, to be honest. So everyone pretty much wins. Like there's no taking of someone else's, income, right? That's why I love the model. All right. So now you can do this 7 levels deep as well, not just 2 levels. So you will have agents coming into your organization, level 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, that you may have never even met. Now, when you check your back office, it shows that they're in your organization. You can see whenever someone comes in, you can see the deals that they closed, etc. But you may not know them because it just starts to grow exponentially, right? So I want to put this into some actual numbers for you. And I want to show you here, it does start to decrease levels 3, 4, 5, but then it starts going back up levels 6 and 7. Now, I like to point this out because some people say, oh, it's starting to drop in the middle. Well, think about it. The company still needs to remain profitable. You don't want the company to shut down, right? You still want to keep this thing going. And also, you didn't bring in the person on levels 4, 5, and was that 3, 4, and 5. You didn't even bring those people in. The only people that you brought in was the people on your level 1. People on level 2 came from the people on level 1. The people on level 3 came from the people that are on level 2. Like, do you really care that you're not getting paid? Like that person, that's somebody's the person that's on level 5 is on the person's that's level 4. That's their first level. Be happy that the person on tier 4, is earning a good commission from the person that's on 5. You don't have to make like all the money. Don't be greedy, right? Be happy for someone else that they're doing well. You didn't even bring that person in. You might not even met them in your entire life, in your whole, existence on this planet. You may have never even met them before or ever had the opportunity to even talk to them about EXP. Be happy for someone else. Okay. Now, what I want to show you here is, oh, wrong slide. Actually, what I want to show you here is, and that's a great slide, actually. The book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. Great, great book. Okay, if you haven't read it, read it. All right. So what does this look like? I'm going to give you some numbers, right? And this is a calculation. These numbers are not guaranteed. I want to tell you that right off the jump. I have to say that for disclosure, right? You do not make any money. I want to say this too. You do not make any money for enrolling someone, right? You don't make money that way. The only way that money is being made, a passive income, right, is through revenue share, right? Because it's called the revenue share calculator, right? The only way money is being made is if deals close. So you want to help the next person close a deal, right? Because if you help them close a deal, you have a vested interest in everyone that comes into your organization. You want them to do well. You want to share your secrets with them. You want to give them tips. You want to keep them motivated, right? You want to give them that love and that support to go out there and be great, right? And somebody else is going to give you that same love and support for you to be great. We still have to close deals here. So when they talk about EXP, they might say EXP is all about recruiting. Well, if it was all about recruiting, no one would make money on revenue share. We have to still close deals. So we don't want to make this all about recruiting, but I do want to give you another option versus being a managing broker, right? Because again, you can be a part of this day one and getting your real estate license. You don't have to wait 2 years to do this. You can build this thing out and it will grow exponentially. So I want to show you the numbers real quick. I don't want to make this a long video, right? But here, we're going to take the average number of sales that a real estate agent does per year. National Association of Realtors, I believe they say about six. So we're going to say six deals per year. Now, I close in a single year, 54 deals in a year, put me at 11 million in sales value. Okay. There's individuals that close 70 deals, 100 deals a year. But there's individuals that close one deal a year, right? They took an average and said the average real estate agent closes six. So I think this is very fair. All right. Now, average sales price of a home in America, it was 300K there. I'm going to go conservative. I want to say 250,000. I want to make this very doable. Okay. Very realistic, right? Because not all of us live on the West Coast where the average price point might be 800,000. So I can't, some of us live in very rural areas. So let's take 250 to be the average. All right. Average commission on the buy side, we'll take the buy side because typically the sales side is more. Let's take 2.5%, okay, on the buy side. I think that's fair for you guys. If it's not fair, drop it in the comments. Hey, matter of fact, smash the like button, please. If you like this, you're getting some value out of it. I'll keep doing more videos. It'll motivate me, right? You help me be motivated. I help you be motivated. Okay. All right. So look, 2.5% on the average commission on the buy side. Now, why are we putting in these numbers? We're putting in these numbers because if you bring individuals into eXp, share the information, and they say they like it, right? They're in, and they do these average numbers, I'm going to show you what your potential revenue share will look like. Okay. If they do less than these numbers, you make less revenue share. If they do more than these numbers, you make more. Fair enough? All right. All right. So let's look at this. Let's say you came into eXp and your goal was not to sell home, not to bring on agents. It was not to recruit or sponsor agents. Your goal, let's say, was primarily to sell homes, build a book of business, and you went very, very slow with bringing on agents. Okay. So let's say in your first year, you didn't bring in a lot of people. Let's just say you brought on two people. Okay. Two people that could do these numbers, right? So you're looking at approximately $219 a month, around $2,600 a year. $219, it's not a lot of money, but I mean, think about it. Like that could take care of a few cell phone bills in the house. That could put some extra groceries in the house, take care of some gas for the month, right? Because cut some expenses as being a real estate agent with gas money, cell phone bills, marketing materials, right? That maybe some more leads. So $200 is not a lot, but it can be life affecting, if not life changing. It can be life affecting. So let's just say you do a 5-year game plan. So you go very slowly. Two deals per year for 5 years. All right. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's say you just brought on 10 people in 5 years. Let's see what that would look like. Okay. Moving very, very slowly, 10 people. So you're looking at $1,000 per month, $13,000 per year annually. And this is, guys, this is money that is calculated every month based on a production of what your organization does, and it is directly deposited to your bank account. Okay. All right. So let's say after 10, let's say you just stop. Or hey, I could get nobody else to join me, Aziz. Nobody, I showed this to a million people. For whatever reason, nobody else wants to join me at eXp, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's just say that happens. All right. So now, over the same course of those 5 years, your 10 people, they didn't even bring two per year like you did. They didn't even bring one per year like you did. Let's just say over those 5 years, they just brought two people total a piece. So 10 times two would be 20, right? So let's just look at this. All right. That would be approximately $3,400 a month, $41,000 a year in passive residual income, whether you sold a home or not. Okay. Now, you got to think about it. Times get harder, economy changes, might be harder to sell a deal, more competitive market, multiple offer situations, maybe getting a little tired of running with buyers and sellers, getting a little burnt out, right? What? And then we got to think about retirement too. Like, what if I were to get sick? What if I were to get hurt, right? And I can't work my business the way that I used to. My income could stop. But see here, this gives you leverage to help supplement your income, or even in some cases, replace your income, right? In order for you to feel comfortable and be protected financially. Now, I didn't even talk about levels 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like I can keep doubling this thing, right? Those 20 get two a piece, that would be 40. Those 40 get two a piece. I could just keep doubling this thing. I could just throw some random, they don't even get two. They bring in some people. They don't even get right. Like I could just keep doing this and just throw some random numbers out there and turn this into $100,000 a year passive income. It only goes up to 50. So I can't even keep doubling it, right? Because 40, you go to 40, then 40 times two would be 80. I can't even go that high. But yes, there are individuals that are achieving goals of $100,000 a month in this company in passive income from revenue share, right? So, but the last thing that I think you guys get the drift, right? The last thing that I want to say about this, and probably the most important thing for me, is that it's willable. If something were to happen to me, my wife, all she would have to do is get licensed within 1 year of me passing away. And then she could take my spot in the revenue share organization. I move out, she moves in, and now she takes over everything that I've built, that the team has built, that the teams and organizations below me have built, right? And this thing never stops. Like it will never, like it can keep going on and on and on, right? And she can take that over. Right? I think that's very powerful. In my opinion, that's better than a life insurance policy, right? To leave a legacy. So, um, this is my managing broker, my big hack. If you're thinking about becoming a managing broker, you're thinking about becoming a big, I would have never got my managing broker's license if I had known about eXp. Why didn't I come into eXp earlier? Just didn't know about it, right? But you can't cry over spilled milk. All you can do is take advantage of it while it's here, and we're gonna be here for a long time. All right, guys. Thank you. Hope you got some value out of this. Make sure you smash the like button, and then I'll put my contact information down below. Reach out to me. If you got any questions about eXp, I love to assist. Have a great day. Peace.